Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck reunited on Monday for the first time since their divorce. This was for the premiere of their film, Kiss of the Spider Woman. Now, it is not being reported that the couple are back together, despite several fans online obviously speculating about it. But it got us discussing this morning, can on-off relationships like they've had ever really work out? What do you think, Jane?
Well, I love the dress. That dress has got its own built-in exclusion zone, hasn't it? It's like sort of spikes everywhere, and you still managed to sort of get close to her.
She looks amazing.
I mean, listen, they've got a film to promote. He's the producer, the exec producer. She's the star. So it's in their commercial interests to be on the carpet, smile, nothing to see here.
Regardless of what they think of each other.
But I would say maybe they've reached that point, they're divorced, the financial settlement has been sorted, the signatures are dry, the lawyers have moved on to other people. Maybe they've just gone, do you know what, we've still got a friendship here. We like each other, let's be friends. It doesn't mean that they're going to be romantically involved
do
again.
that, that's great, I think.
Yeah.
Have you ever had an on-off relationship? Have you ever...
I have.
Bet she has.
I have.
I have.
But only one, I would say, serious relationship. If you are at the initial stages, madly in love with someone, you have a relationship, breaking up, as Neil Sedaka said, is hard to do.
Very hard.
It's a big thing to break up with someone, not just have an argument and storm off, but actually to break up with someone. So I think that there are fundamental big issues in that relationship that make you break up. So in my own experience of myself and friends who have done it, those fundamental issues will raise their head again. Yeah. And it usually never works.
But not if you're friends.
No, the friendship thing's different. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't say they're friends, because obviously I know everything about relationships. I would say I wouldn't have been surprised if they'd gone back and had a bit of jiggy jigs, but I don't think they're friends. I don't think they like each other that well.
Obviously, we don't know that to be true.
No, allegedly.
In her opinion.
I mean, I always think the on-off thing, when I've had friends, I've seen them go through it, and you just go along with it, don't you? One minute they hate each other, and we're back on again. You go, oh, right, and... They've never worked out. My friends that I know who have done that.
But I think you can have that kind of passionate relationship. Some people don't.
Burton and
they're
Taylor.
Storming off and they're getting back.
Burton and Taylor were
classic,
classic,
Burton and Taylor. But I think, I've just always wanted to be chased and cherished. I don't want to be running around...
Chased with a D or with an S-T-E?
No, E-D.
Oh, E-D. I thought it's a bit late for you to be chased.
She's like that comedian, Duncan Norvell. Chase me.
I like to know that somebody really likes me. And I don't play games back. And because I don't like that uneasy feeling, I don't like to not know if somebody likes me.
It's very hard.
Can I just say one of your daughters was dating, they broke up, and then she went, oh, Mum, we're getting back together. Would you warn her off them, or...?
I try not to warn them off anything, but
because it only makes them more appealing.
Yes, as you said yesterday, it makes you want to marry them.
Yeah.
But I would always, if they would have a conversation, I would drill into a bit what's going... Especially when you're younger. You do break up all the time when you're younger, don't you?
It's harder if you really still fancy the person.
This is what I was going to say.
So in the relationship that was off and on for me, physically, I never tired of that person. But I couldn't be with him.
Emotionally.
But whenever he would woo me back, he would always say, he sort of, what the young kids call love bombed me. And it was, I'm going to change, and, I'm only like this because I love you so much. You make me like this. And then I'd go, oh, OK. And then within 3 months again, I couldn't stand him.
But that's the thing I think you have to ask yourself, Jane, isn't it? If you are breaking up with somebody and if you're tempted to go back, you have to remind yourself, like, why did we break up in the first place?
Yeah.
And can that actually be fixed?
I mean, it's quite fun. I'll tell this story because Gary and I went out. We were out last weekend. We were out to the cinema. We went for dinner. He came to see my mum with me. My mum's got Alzheimer's, as you know. But she still has pockets of... And we both walked in and she went, Oh, no, you're not getting back together. Did you? And we both just burst out laughing and went, no, we're friends.
I had that completely
Still in
different,
there.
but with my mum. She was in hospital and Jack was home, and this was a while ago, I took Jack with me to see her, and I was like, and I have to go, look who's here, it's your grandson. And then she kind of goes, oh, yes. Anyway, we sat either side of the bed, and suddenly she went, where did you two meet?
That's great. Oh, that's great.
And all the way home, I was going to Jack, she thought you were my boyfriend. Gross.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, gosh. Anyway, talking about relationships, let's talk about friendships. Ruth James was recently sharing her thoughts on her Gavin and Stacey co-star, James Corden, and she said, there have been times in my life where James is the only person I can turn to, and he has completely saved me. So his friendship is massively valuable. I mean, what a lovely thing to hear if you are that friend. Do you think it's important, Denise, to tell your friends how much they mean to you? You've got lots of really close friends, I know, good girl group particularly. Yeah. Do you tell each other, or do you maybe do it in a text, or do you think, oh, they just know I love them anyway?
No, they do know I love them, and I know that they love me, but we do tell each other. And, I mean, sometimes it is a sort of like, oh, well, OK, I'll see you next week, OK, love you.
Yeah.
And I know we have a tendency these days to say that to people that maybe if we analysed it, we don't love. but there is. I mean, you know, Lincoln says that I put a cross when I'm getting, you know, a kiss when I'm getting back to somebody who sells me my telephone. but I think I do tell my friends, and I do mean it. I've also got, as you say, a very good girl group, very strong friendships. There are different people, different friends that I would go to for different problems or just to be with sometimes. But I love them, and I tell them frequently, I don't sit and go, I want to sit you down and tell you what you mean to me, but we do tell each other. You know, my friend Ange says to me, like, you know, you're like a sister to me, and I really mean that, and she tells me that often, and yeah, we're always there
my
for
friends
each
and I
other.
only really
I think it's
do
nice
it
to tell your friends.
Kind of text messages
or alcohol.
or alcohol.
Not me anymore. Not me anymore.
But you just know they're the ones, you know, they're there for you, and you know, they're just there for you. But we tend to do that in a text more, you know, like, love you girls, have a great day or something. But I don't think I've ever sat, I'm not a terribly kind of gushily, you know, emotional.
Depends on circumstances
with words,
as well,
but my
doesn't it?
actions, I'm a very loyal friend.
Yeah.
You know.
It depends on circumstances, I think, because if you... I mean, I think if you do that whole thing like, love you, it's sort of lost on the wind, isn't it? But if somebody's been through a really bad time and you've been there for them, and they just that moment where they just go, I just want to say thank you, that sort of punctuates through the sort of general... I think, you know, I wouldn't particularly sit somebody down and go, I love you. That's not how I've been brought up, but I will always be there for my friends. You know, I am that 4 a.m. when you're in a prison cell phone call.
Just remember that right down.
I can vouch for that, Jane.
Can I make my one call to Jane more? Any of you can do
And
that.
I will come and get you out.
Would come and get that.
I think in a way I'm really lucky, because my mum was kind of like an old-fashioned 70s mum. So my mum never said I loved you or was gushy or anything like that. But I always knew and always know that my mum really loves me. And I would say that of you, Jane.
Would she cuddle you, your mum?
No, she wasn't cuddly. She wasn't anything like that. No, but she was just very, very present for me and there for me always. And I would liken that. You're that sort of friend where I wouldn't like gush or not gush. Gush is kind of a negative word. I wouldn't, you know, be the way that I am.
Effusive about it.
But I know that you'd be there for me and all that. But a lot of you know my friends, the Fab Four, we're the four that meant, and lovely Hannah, who's been on the show a number of times, and we all met on a trek for breast cancer. So our friendship was very intense very quickly. A lot of the times we were just trying to hang off the side of a mountain. But the three of them have all had breast cancer. And my friend Hannah at the moment is really poorly in hospital, actually. And there's been amazing messaging going back and us going to the hospital and everything. and beautiful things being said. And I was thinking about this yesterday. I was thinking, this is so lovely because we've always spoken like this to each other. This isn't just as she's really, really struggling. Yeah, and I think that was because we were so aware that this was an intense time, because when somebody's had cancer, they're always... And so there's a real lesson in that, isn't there? Like, don't everybody think you've got loads and loads of time, because we never know, so...
Very good point. Very good point.